Hello, good evening from here. You're welcome to Opinion Sharers. My name is Paul, and we're going to be talking about the Buhari's presidency and the Twitter issues that is trending currently in Nigeria. In the past 3 days, there's been a lot going on in Nigeria, especially on the internet, regarding President Buhari tweeting what I consider racist, what I consider a genocidal tweet regarding the Biafra people. And a lot of people, were clamoring, even people whom you ordinarily don't expect them to comment, they were angry. People were angry. So eventually, I guess people were calling Twitter to order. So Twitter deleted the post. So people in Buhari's government got angry. So they've got angry to the level where they've now banned Twitter completely from Nigeria, at least, indefinitely, according to them. Just a few minutes ago, I saw on Twitter again that no, I think it was earlier today that MTN, Airtel, and all the and Glo, that is the major internet providers in Nigeria, they've been ordered to block out Twitter. So I guess people would have to use VPN to access Twitter. But again, it never finishes. Again, I saw again where they said, this is Malami, it's here on my phone, on Twitter, saying that VPN, FG orders prosecution of persons using Twitter. That is, if you are using VPN to access Twitter in Nigeria, you will be arrested. Anyway, that's the background of what is happening in Nigeria. Please let us share the link, quickly share the link wherever you are seeing this from. That way we'll be able to invite other people to come join the conversation. We are on the streets today, so there's no so much of moderation that is going to be going on. We are going to be doing some street talk regarding this thing because I feel like a lot of people are actually angry that this so-called, yes, presidency and Buhari, I just tweeted that it's like they are bent on ruining Nigeria completely. It's like they have a plan. They are trying to arch, and say we have to destroy the country and then put everybody else in prison. That's just my opinion, though. I'd like to listen to the opinions of my. Uh, they are not guests. I am just like them today, so I'm going to be talking also. So please do share the link as much as you can. Let's share it widely. It's opinion sharers, and your opinions can be heard. Please drop your comment. Your opinion in the comment section as much as possible. So I want to ask Niyi first of all, when you saw the news of or the tweet, Buhari's tweet, what came to your mind?
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, viewers, friends, and everybody wherever you are hearing us from. I mean, uh, I want to believe you are referring to the genocidal tweet, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, yeah. It's unfortunate that you have a president who participated in that war, a war that claimed millions of lives of Nigerians. And after how many years is that? After 40 years or thereabout, after you have a president that can still come back and kind of, how do I say this? Kind of make jest or kind of say Yoruba people say can't fi, kind of. I don't have the word right now to something that is as sensitive.
Rub it in their face.
Exactly, to rub it in their face. Like remember what we did to you some years back. Those people who we treated that way. because these guys were not alive then. That is why they don't know. So that is the language you understand. We kill you again. It's I don't even I don't expect the least a councillor, for that matter, a councillor, a local government councillor, to come out and make such a statement, an insensitive statement to a subject, to a part of a country you swore an oath to protect and to serve their interests. It's quite unfortunate that something like that can be coming from a president. Imagine him saying the language, we will treat them, we will shock them and we treat them the language they understand. I mean, what language do those people understand that bandits don't understand? This is the same president that ever since his Fulani countrymen have been killing in the names of in the guise of full headsmen. They have been killing, they have been kidnapping, they have been maiming, they have been raping. This same president does not have the language that those ones understand, in spite of all their atrocities that is daily dividing Nigeria. The president does not have any language to talk to them that he feels they will understand. Now go to the eastern part of the country where genocide was committed some decades back, to come back again and tell them that we will treat you that's exactly that same way. It is height of insensitive for me. And as a matter of fact, if Africa is, if Nigeria, let me just narrow it to Nigeria. If we have a very if we have a very sound democratic system, that is an impeachable offense. That statement alone is an impeachable offense.
Thank you, Ni. Tosin, what was your first, feeling when you saw that tweet?
Um, Good evening, viewers. It's good to be back again, and the urge to keep talking about Nigeria is always there, because we desire a country that work like every other sane country of the world. But unfortunately, we're having the opposite, and things are degenerating continuously every day. Now, concerning the tweet, if we call it a tweet, we are we are reducing the power of the offense, because as far as that is concerned, the tweets, the statement, we are trying to reduce the power of the offense if we call it a tweet. And if we call it a tweet, it will not carry as much power as it should. It is a statement from the Federal Republic of Nigeria's president that is going to speak the language citizens asking for their right understand. And same president does not have the language, cannot speak the language, or does not have it, the language terrorists, bandits, kidnappers, rapists, and fraudsters, and corrupt politicians, the language they understand. Such president does not have it. So it is not a tweet. It is a statement. And I think we will get to it later on in the show. I see no reason Twitter should delete that. Maybe because of the continuous reporting of that by Nigerians. That is why Twitter was forced to remove that. If not, they shouldn't have removed it. It is not a tweet.
Why not?
It is not just a tweet. It is not just on their platform. It was on other platform and even on national TV. It was on national TV. Yes.
Was
the
it
video
on
is
NTA?
out there. You said?
Was it on NTA?
NTA is not national TV now. Who is watching NTA? Who is watching NTA? Who is watching NTA? Even the government themselves, they are not watching NTA. Even NTA staff are not watching NTA. Who
Now,
is
for
watching
you.
NTA?
I
You
just
never read
understand.
like that.
Even the director of program in NTA is not watching NTA.
Ah. Oh God.
So this is not
Anyway,
just a tweet on only the platform of Twitter. This is a statement and a video that is circulating all over Nigeria, even on national TVs. So it's not just a tweet, and that is a slap on every one of us face. I mean, Nigerians that are still with their conscience.
yeah, truly, I think it's a slap on our face. I think it's an embarrassment, you know. But the first thing that I want to question is the mind that speaks that. All right, Niyu, what kind of mind, of a person that is in position of authority? The president, Nigeria's president is one of the most powerful presidents in the world, or let's say in Africa. All right.
Until Buhari became president. You said we are on the street today. So
Yeah, we're on the street.
so it's street talk.
Definitely, we're on the street today. See, Ni,
Hmm.
let's hear what you think about that. For it coming, that a leader, just try to imagine the kind of mind that produces such a statement.
There is a saying in Yoruba language that "efiniwa,
Hmm.
efiniwa."
Hmm.
I mean, your character cannot leave you. It gets to certain age of your life that whatever attitude, whatever behavior you profess is what you are definitely going to profess to the end of your life. So Buhari is a tribalistic person. It's quite unfortunate that some of us are just knowing that now. Dino Melaye was saying, I was watching one video of Dino Melaye that he said he apologized to every Nigerian that Buhari is the biggest scam that ever came out of Africa. So I want to partially agree to that for the fact that this person, personally, I don't know that is such a tribalistic, is such a nepotistic, is such a sectional leader like that. I used to feel that the way he was doing before, all along while he was campaigning to be president, is just a Nigerian that actually feels the pains and the pulse of Nigerians. That's the way I used to take it. And on the integrity issue, people were like, he has served this country before, he does not own this, he does not own that. So personally, that is why me as a person has always kind of supporting him ever since, especially in 2015. But
Do you remember?
I never saw this other side of him that is a tribalistic leader.
Do you remember some of the discussions that you and I had when you
Sure.
were still
Sure.
when you were still a serious Buhari fan?
Oh my God! You see, for every opportunity I've had, I've always tendered my apologies to people that they should forgive me for ever campaigning and supporting Buhari in any form. 2015, almost every Nigerian did. Almost every objective Nigerian did in 2015. So I wouldn't want to blame myself. And trust me, sincerely speaking, when he first came, he was actually on the side of the people. He was initially on the side of the people. He was doing well, as in
Was he on
well.
Niyi, was he on the side of the people, or he appeared to be on the side of the people?
No,
Or we assume, we perceived.
no, it
We
was
people see what they want to see.
it was actually on the side of the people. By of course, there is no other way we can know other than some of the programs and some of the projects they were doing, and some
You
of
mean the program such as not having a cabinet for 6 months?
no. Every leader with his own style. That wouldn't have been sincerely. That wouldn't have been a bad idea if he eventually if he ended up selecting the best of the best.
It shows somebody who is not prepared. There's nothing better, there's nothing good about waiting for 6 months. Somebody that has been contesting for election for
For three
over
times.
10 years.
Mm.
Okay? Consecutively, you contest, you will fail. Contest, you fail. You contest, you fail. You now finally got the power, and it took you 6 months to scout around Abi to do what? It is embarrassing. Baba Buhari was never ready. He was packaged for us. And to be sincere, I also kind of supported Buhari in 2015. So you are not the only one. But the issue is that there are people who supported him beyond the first term, and I don't know, maybe Tosin supported him then.
Yeah, my support for him, in 2019 was out of a permutation. I had a personal permutation. In fact, if it is possible, if it is possible,
you are proud of the people we are looking for.
No. My support for him in 2019 was based on a permutation, and this
because
is the
you want to be
permutation.
politically correct, Abi.
No.
Not that. Not that. My calculation was this, which at that time I posted on my Facebook page. My permutation was that, given his health and medical condition as it was in the first time, almost the end of the first time, the whole thing, the whole lapses, the whole collapse happened when he went for that lengthy medical trip. That was where we now knew Buhari is no longer in charge. Before then, give or take, whether by crook or by whatever, we still saw him. He still spoke to us. He was still in charge, fairly, averagely in charge. But by the time he came back, by the time he went for that medical trip, then and came back, then he was no longer in charge anymore. So my calculation, which I posted on Facebook, in fact, a lot of people were like saying, "How do you wish somebody dead in Kankan like that?" My calculation then was that if he wins that second term, by virtue of my perception of him, I was thinking that if he wins that second time, Oshibajo will be the main person to play the second term ticket to rule the affairs. Because I personally believe that sickness that made him to go on that lengthy medical tour has incapacitated him. And so on coming back for second term, I assumed that it was not going to be him again that would be running the show, that it was going to be Osinbajo that will be running the show. But unfortunately, I don't work with the federal government. I don't work with this cabal. I didn't know that the cabal will completely hijack this guy. So imagine today, Osinbajo is not even anywhere near the corridor of power. He's nowhere to be found anymore. There's just few days ago, Laolu Akande, his spokesperson, was now tweeting something for Buhari, and I put in a comment behind below his tweet that Oga Laolu, it's like there's nothing for you anymore to disseminate. There's no information for you anymore to disseminate for your real boss, and that is why you have now joined to be disseminating news for Buhari. Ayeleo, they have rendered this. They have rendered our Professor Adodidere, Professor or whatever he calls himself. They have rendered him so useless that he does not even have any portfolio anymore. But that's against my calculation for this second time. I actually thought he was going to be the one running the show. That's why I supported him the second time. Because the other alternative, I wouldn't, even till tomorrow, I will not support Atiku. Atiku was part of the government that Nigeria did not start the deterioration, the decay, the backwardness did not just start in 2015. It's just
Yes, we
quite
know. Me,
unfortunate that the way things get bad is now rapid. It's now more rapid than how it was before. But
me.
Nigeria,
Let me tell you. Let me tell you, or
mm,
at least let me attempt to call your attention to the
mm,
error that millions of Nigerians made in that.
mm,
And I know that a lot of people had this calculation that is either Buhari die or Buhari will be incapacitated to the extent that it will be Vice President Oshibado that will be running the show. And I
mm,
wrote on Facebook that time that how wrong, that it is even unheard of that you are doing that kind of permutation,
mm,
so, and that was why people voted or supported Buhari and chose maybe two devils. People were calling two devils, two devils.
mm, mm,
Why must we condition ourselves? That is my question. Why should we condition ourselves to two people? And it's not just for us on this platform, it is for Nigerians home and abroad. People who couldn't see beyond Buhari and Atiku. And I think it is a major problem. I think it's a major, maybe mental challenge for all of us to be able to think that we have put ourselves in a box. We put ourselves in a cage. And so we are not able, even though there are other people, even though there are other young people who are vibrant, who probably, at least even if they do bad, it will not be to this extent that we have seen.
mm, mhm.
So, but unfortunately, we couldn't see, you
Yeah,
know.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with
So,
you.
Tosin, let's have your opinion.
I'm getting more angry now. No, see, it is suicidal to have supported Buhari on 2019 on any grant, any permutation, any political correctness on anything. See, because there's no calculation that will work. This guy is not doing well, should not hand another 4 years. Do you know how citizens of other countries, especially other African countries, how they see us now? That you say this guy is not working. How come he won the second time election? This guy should not, we cannot reduce ourselves to only PDP and APC. Before the last election, I had posted something on Facebook. I said, this year election is the election that has brought more intellectuals as candidates than ever since we have had it in recent time. We cannot have Mogalu, have Fela, have Shure, and we'll be limiting ourselves to Atiku and Buhari. You know, a lot of youth, a lot of young Nigerians that want to be political correct or doing permutation that supported Buhari, if that number will key up on the back of other young candidates, they will have a few days. But young candidates are having 20,000 votes, having 100,000 votes. And see, there is no, well, maybe we will learn from this. But
Yeah,
whenever
go ahead.
whenever there is election, we should not be reducing ourselves to only the political parties, the PDP and APC. There are many other guys. Even if they will not win, just throw away your vote on them. Just waste your vote on them. They will be encouraged.
I think
Even
that
back and run some other time.
that language itself is one of the things that is confusing people. They don't. There was this rhetoric of not losing my vote. They say they believe that voting for somebody they've calculated will not be able to win the election is wasting their vote.
Now,
And I see that
voting
as
for Buhari, how has that not waste anyone's vote? Who can come out now and beat his chair that I voted for Buhari 2019 and people will not stone such?
no, there are people, especially up north who believe that
Those
Buhari is
ones,
the best thing that has happened in Nigeria.
those
Yeah,
ones, what do they know?
of course. Now back to. I don't want us to shy away from For I mean, I don't want us to be drifted away from this particular Twitter and all of that. But
Yeah.
briefly back to 2019 saga. It is not that it is not that it is not that we didn't see the potentials of the other contestants, of the other candidates. But it's unfortunate that Nigeria is so structured that it is either the devil and the Red Sea. Abi, how do they put that? Is it between the devil and the Red Sea? Abi, is that the same between the devil and the Red Sea? Is that the idiom? I want to
I
get
can't
the
even distinguish the two of them.
no.
But
So
go
so
ahead. We
so
understand
so
what you are saying. They say it's
exactly. So
because
that is how the political system as of today is structured. That it is either you choose between the devil and the dead and the deep blue sea. So, but now events are now panning that is creating more awareness. Thank God for the last 3 years event. It has now happened such that people are now able to now realize that it is no longer a question of many events have happened now that have made people to believe that no, it can't be these people anymore. It cannot. Even if it is still going to be, I'm just saying, even if it is still going to be PDP, APC in 2023, a lot of people would rather not vote than to go and vote for them like they did in 2019.
that is if Nigeria still exists or if
And
Nigeria survive change.
that's exactly what I'm saying. That if Nigeria still exists till that time, a lot of people would rather not go out and vote than to vote for for APC or PDP again. So it's a different, it's a little different from the scenario that played in 2019, where a lot of people would rather go and vote for the person that they know will win rather than voting for somebody that they know will not win. Now I said something. Me and Abby had some arguments then. It is not that Showore cannot be a president. Of course, how old is Justin Trudeau of Canada? How old is France president? How old is the Italian president? These are young guys that probably I will be in the neighborhood of, I mean, in the range of Showore. So we say,
The New Zealand Prime Minister is my age mate.
and now there are even people that became president among this global power. In France became president at what age? At 30 now. The guy, the present France president became the president at the age of 30s. So what am I saying that? What I'm saying in essence is that Showore, of course, just like Mogalu, just like Feladro Toye, all of these guys are capable. Nobody is doubting their capability and potential. But they fail to do one thing. They fail to coordinate themselves. They shouldn't have gone on different platforms. They should have come together. You are all having an interest of coming to better Nigeria. So why are you divided?
They cannot come on different platforms.
Why can't they
They
come
cannot
together?
come. They cannot come on different platforms. Everybody have their own idea of the Nigeria they want. They are coming on same platform or different
Anyway,
platform
guys,
should
we are
not
already
be
deviating. We already deviating. Maybe we'll find
okay.
time to discuss this error of Buhari. Let's go back to the issue of Twitter. Now, look at Twitter. Twitter is a business platform. Many people don't know that as much as Twitter is a micro website where you post, small articles or small talks and opinion, that people don't know that it sustains people's business. It sustains people's life, life endeavor. That's what some people are using to take care of their family. So, what implication of business? I mean, business-wise, what would the implication of this be for us, for Nigerians?
When I posted something on I shared something on Facebook. I think I also shared it on Twitter. that very soon now, that where they were professor will come back and be analyzing, um, will be analyzing ease of doing business in Nigeria, and will be giving us some statistics on foreign direct investment. For any serious investor, for any serious investor to start with, what had just happened is an indication that Nigeria is not a destination for any business. Nigeria is not a destination. If you want a business to collapse just like a tap of your finger, just see something wrong against the government, your business is gone. That is, if Twitter happens to be a brick and wall company, a company, a brick and wall, a company that has a physical headquarter or whatever in Nigeria, they won't go by burning it alone. They will they will use their talks to burn down the edifice. You see, they don't care. These people don't care. That is why I refer to them as evil. They are devil. They don't care whose interest is tampered with. They don't care whose means of livelihood is tampered with. All that matters to them is their own selfish interest. So it is a vendetta. This is the way I will see it. It's a vendetta against Twitter. Twitter of recent located their regional headquarters in Ghana,
Yeah.
and it didn't sit well. It didn't sit well with Nigerian authorities. They were
No,
feeling
did it sit well with the Nigerian people? And who is the, if you want to look at who can we blame for Twitter making such a choice, I would say that it is the Nigerian government.
of
Tosin,
course,
what's
that's what
your
I'm saying.
opinion?
That's what I'm saying. So that is what they are taking out on them. It's a revenge. This ban is a revenge on Twitter for for
See,
that
me,
for that singular
if it
act.
is a revenge, it will be a revenge for people, for how people use Twitter for NSAS protests, rather than because they moved they located their headquarters in Ghana. That's
No,
what I think, though.
no. The thing is, when somebody offends you once, you will now be looking for another opportunity. If you don't have the opportunity to attack him that time, you now be looking for another flimsy. They call it flimsy excuse. Flimsy excuse to just attack the person again. And that is what happened. Remember, Twitter just deleted Twitter just deleted Buhari's tweet. And according to Mr. Tosin, this is not just a tweet, it's a statement. So Twitter could have even decided to ignore it. But because they are guided by rules, by their own personal rules, they feel that that tweet is inappropriate, and that is why it must not be on. Of course, Facebook too has. Are you aware that Facebook too has also removed the post? You know,
Yes, and I learned also there was a rumor, I think yesterday, that they are even perhaps extending the ban to other social media platforms such as Facebook.
they might want to do that. They might want to do that. So that is why I'm going. That is where I'm going. These guys don't care about the business interest of Nigeria. They don't care about Nigerians. If they care about Nigerians, if they so care about Nigeria, would they be talking about electricity hike where people are hungry? Would they be talking about fuel pump hike where people cannot afford a 3 square meal? Would they be talking about that? Would they be talking? Will people have to be paying money to do national identity number? They don't care. They don't care about us. They don't care about anybody. So you forget about whether some people are making money from Twitter. What is in their mind is they want to punish Twitter for what Twitter did, and that is exactly what panned out.
Okay, Tosin, who do you think is losing? Nigeria, Twitter, or Nigerians? When I say Nigeria there, I mean I'm talking about the Buhari presidency. Who is losing now? Is it Nigerians? Is it the presidency, or Twitter?
It is a two-edged sword. I think everyone is losing. Everyone is losing that, but the people that are losing more are Nigerians. Now I will expatiate that. See, some Nigerians, the only place they find joy is just to wake up in the morning and come to social media because everything that is happening around them does not give them joy. That is why you see a lot of Nigerian becoming comedian on social media and posting it just to make themselves happy and to make a lot of people happy. Now, talking about the business of Twitter and all, this will, of course, cripple some people's business for now. We have some guys that are social media influencer. This is how they make their money. We have some people that post product on social media, on Twitter. This is how they generate sales when the government cannot provide job for them. So the government now going forward and banning such platform, what will be the fate of those Nigerians that are making money from the platform? That is one on Nigerians side. On the Nigerian government, if we will think back memory lane, Nigerian government and Twitter are beginning to have issue from the time of NSAS when the Nigerian government claimed that the owner of Twitter is helping Nigerian youth to raise money on its platform and all that. And yesterday, there's a top government official that was on China's TV Politics Today. And there's one big guy like that usually talk blah, 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 blah like this. That the guy that have been having problem with Twitter before, one of BUHARI days, the guy was there yesterday and was clamoring and was talking about how the IPOB also have been using Twitter to propagate their cause and all that. And the question I ask myself is, ever since IPOB be using Twitter to post what Nigerian government think it is not acceptable, as the Nigerian government make a move to report them to Twitter? Of course, no. So Twitter is not really losing anything. According to as at early hour of today, in fact, Twitter's stock has increased with 3%. So Twitter has not lost anything. If Twitter can remove the US president from its platform and nothing happened, so probably they will start losing money maybe from today or thereabout from Nigerians using it. And if we also know how money is being generated on the social media, we will know that from country like Nigeria, Twitter don't really make money.
Yeah.
From country like Nigeria, Twitter, they don't really make money. Social media, monetizing social media, money comes from country based on their standard of living. So based on the standard of living from Nigeria, Twitter is not losing much money. The only thing is the right of the people is taken away from them. Apart from that, Twitter is not really losing anything. And the Nigerian government, they are just, we as a Nigerian, it is slap on our face that we have allowed people that are analog, people with analog brain to be ruling us in this 21st century. Those that don't know anything, those that are not worthy to even lead their family aright. They have even failed in leading in their own home. There is crisis in BUHARI's home. His in-laws are fighting the wife and they are bringing it to the public. They are uploading the picture and videos in public. So a man that cannot even put his house in order, we have successful in making him president not once, but twice. It's a shame on all of us. And anyone that will not rise and start speaking against this incompetent of a president and cabinet, those that will not start speaking now, your children are going to ask you, because the kid we are giving birth to now are more wiser than us. In the nearest future, your children will be asking you, when Nigeria was going through so, what was your impact? What did you say? Like our own fathers have kept quiet. In the days of Babangida, in the days of Abacha, and some of the days of Abubakar and Obasanjo, like our fathers have kept quiet, and things has degenerated as to what we have now. If anyone, any upright thinking Nigeria, any Nigerian with conscience, we still choose to be on the fence and not talk, posterity will just short such. Because what we have now is more bad than what we are seeing on social media. The number of kidnapping, the number of lives that are wasted daily, people that are being killed daily. What about girls that are just walking around and they are just living corpse? What about those that have been used for money rituals and they are just roaming about the street? So what we have now, the number of deaths on daily basis in Nigeria now, if they are reporting 50, then be rest assured more than 200 is taking place. So anyone Nigeria with senses that is not speaking up now, posterity will just search. Because what will be your impact? What are you saying? By the time majority of us start speaking against the incompetent and ineptitude of the present day administration, they will know that Nigerians are not to be taken for a ride. They can just wake up and just do anything and nothing will happen. Because when some guys are talking against the bad government, some other guys are there and say, leave them.
Okay, Nii, when you look at the issue, the statement itself, the statement of Baba Buhari, referring to the Igbo people, especially people I believe he's talking to them. He might deny in the future, or some people might say, he didn't mean it like that. But as far as I know, I believe that he's talking to people from the southeast, saying that because he mentioned, he especially referred to the war, civil war, which analysts believe claimed the life of millions of young people, children and women, people who did not have anything to do with the war, that Nigeria committed, genocide. And Buhari is bold enough. He's proud, I guess. I think Buhari is proud that they wasted so many Nigerian lives. And then, was making such a statement. What do you think is wrong with us to have come to the level or degenerated? I want to say degenerated to the level of having a person like the person of Buhari as our leader, not once but twice. Are we that? I don't know what word would be appropriate.
Well, I wouldn't want to say. Of course, we have our shortcomings as followers, but it's just quite unfortunate that there is little we can do in such a system, in this kind of a system. The system is polarized that it gives people little chance at making changes. Sincerely speaking, that is, Nigeria is structured in such a way that power does not belong to the people. In a normal climate, power is supposed to belong to people. But in Nigeria of today and Nigeria of yesteryears, power has not really belonged to people. You and I are alive. We are all alive in 1999 through 2003, 2007, and thereabout. That whether or not you go and cast vote does not count. Whether you cast your vote or you don't cast your vote, there used to be one joke there that Nigeria election, they would have known the winner before they cast the election. So it is not like I really don't want to blame people as such. I don't want to blame people so much. I don't want to
Vote
blame
count
all.
to organic vote count.
As at when?
Vote count as of 2015. As of 2015, the introduction of permanent voters card and the electric card reader make vote count in Nigeria. If vote doesn't count in Nigeria, Jonathan will be the president 2015. Buhari will not become president. Vote count. Now it is the incompetence of Buhari that further make our vote not count again after 2015 become president. As out of 2015, they introduced voters card and they introduced the card reader. That vote was more than 50% accurate, according to analysts. That vote was more than 50% accurate. After that time, when we have some other vote after Buhari become president, the number gets reduced to 19% accuracy. So it is the inept, and you may want to ask me why and how. Now, the introduction of voters card is not in our electoral act. And that is why you will see in the last election, people are shouting the electoral act, they should work on it. And Buhari refused to sign. So it is the incompetence of Buhari that further make our election not to count. If vote don't count in Nigeria, Buhari will not become president in 2015. Jonathan has all the power. Jonathan has the money. He was sharing dollar.
Okay,
if
now
I get to the time that money has not gotten to some people, they postpone the election so that money will get to some people. It gets to a time that the fighting up north will hinder Jonathan from winning the election. Also, they postponed the election. They went everywhere, even black market, to get weapon, and they make sure that the terrorists Boko Haram was conquered to an extent. The only victory we have had against Boko Haram is in the time of Jonathan, not in the time of Buhari, and it's during close to that election. So, guys, vote count.
Okay,
if vote don't count again today, it is the incompetence of Buhari that make the vote not to count.
Okay, well, I respect your opinion, and I think I understand what you are trying to say with the application and introduction of BVN. But I just want to tell you that all is a scam. BVN, voters card. Listen, let me now. All na scam.
All is not scam.
I voted.
I'm very sorry. All is not scam. I will not be on this platform and I'll be hearing vote don't count, because I'm advocacy that people should get their PVC, go out to vote and protect their vote. I have my PVC also, and I voted also when I'm in Nigeria. All is not scam. All is not scam.
What I'm saying,
vote counts. All is not scam. If INEC will, if the government, see, the fish stink downward from the head. If we have a president that is ready to work, every other sector and every other person in Nigeria will sit right. That is why I don't agree with those that are accusing Nigerian pastors of being bad. If the president is ready to fix the country, every other person will sit right. In the first 3-4 months of Buhari, everybody sat right because of the news of Buhari they have had that is a no-nonsense man. But after a while, when they test time, they say this one safe. Everybody go back to normal. Immediately Buhari won election. NEPA started bringing light. No need to go bribe them again before they hunt the light for you. But after a while, they go back to their normal self. So everything is not scam.
Okay.
I laws in Nigeria and electoral laws. If all our electoral laws will be followed, what is the electoral law? Electoral law says wherever violence happens, votes should not be returned in that place. But after Buhari win election, they had Kogi election. What is the Kogi election? Too many violent there. They still return vote from places they are violent, and INEC still went ahead and confirmed the result from there. So people's vote counts. If people go to election, if vote don't count, Obaseki will not win Edo election. If vote don't count, Obaseki will not win the last election in Edo State. Vote counts.
Okay, we are already digressing, even though I know that it is street talk today. So, but let's do a little bit of focus. And I to some extent, I agree that we can't completely say votes does not count. Maybe in the past, maybe they've been allocating votes, but I think there's been some improvement. Maybe because they don't have a choice. And I'm not saying that that they cannot rig the election. They can rig the election.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Up to tomorrow, they will do another election in 2023, and they will wait for 2 days before they release Kano election, Kano result. Why is that? Why is it that every year? Why is it that every election Kano is the determinant? Why?
The reason is because people will go out to vote and will not protect their vote. See, we just have a case study in our hands.
I'm saying, why is it that Kano is always the determinant of every election in Nigeria? Why?
They have the population. They have the population.
That is what I'm telling you.
I cannot forget it. These are facts.
Is it the small children that vote in Canada?
They have the population. You are referring to? Which state have the highest local government in Nigeria?
No, see, you are missing things.
Not Kano.
Having highest number of local government does not transfer into population, my brother. You can have a landmass,
but it transfers into polling units, right? It transfers into polling units.
I am telling you,
to polling unit, and vote are counted with polling units. So more local government means more polling units.
I'm telling you this. That the votes that we the population we refer to in Kano as the vote, they are minor votes. They are minors. Majority of them are minors.
No problem. But if everybody will go out to vote and protect their votes,
all of them, both in PDP and APC, know that Kano is a manipulation. Just get it. That's all.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. Okay.
So what if you like, okay,
vote is not a scam.
They give you a
vote is not a scam.
They give
do you follow the last Edo election?
See,
you follow the 2015 election.
When I say,
if you don't follow the 2015 election, you don't follow Edo election, no one can tell me, and I will agree. I cannot swallow that. Vote is not a scam. Vote counts.
No, maybe you got me out of context.
Vote counts, and if people are not encouraged to vote and participate in politics, we will continue to have bad leadership.
Yeah,
maybe it picked me out of context. When I say votes don't count, I'm not referring to local government votes. Election. We're not talking about state election. Are we talking about state election before we go to that conversation? No. We're referring to Nigeria election, federal election.
It is state election that later become the general election now.
No, wait. I was not referring to Ekiti election when I say votes don't count. I was not referring to Osun election. I was referring to federal election. Now let me
vote count.
Let me shock you. Votes don't count. That's the opinion.
That is why you supported Buhari 2019, because you think votes don't count.
No,
vote
it's
counts.
It's not about who you support, actually.
From 2015, you know the method we adopted from 2015, the method of social media. When every polling unit, you vote and you stay there. After they count the vote, you upload it immediately to on social media. That is what they used 2015 for Buhari now. It works.
Okay, wait. Let me tell you this.
It is until Buhari gets there and every other sector in Nigeria are rendered powerless that our votes start not count. The amount of gain Jonathan achieved 2015. I'm not a Jonathan fan. I'm not a PDP fan. But the kind of gain Jonathan achieved 2015, if we build on it, by now we will have votes that count.
You don't have to be a Jonathan fan. You don't have to be a Jonathan supporter. But I will not sit down here and you justify Jonathan in any way. Jonathan as well.
I said the gain he had, and I mentioned the gain to you.
Listen, Jonathan, as well as Obasanjo, as well as this Buhari, they are all failure, brother. So don't come here.
They are all failure. They are all failure.
So don't come here and be stylishly justify Jonathan.
I have not. I said the gain. What he introduced. What Mr. Paul knows me. I am not a fan of Jonathan. If as a matter of fact, whatever problem we have in Nigeria today, Jonathan is the cause. He's the most unfortunate Nigerian because he became president when he thought he would never, and he messed up.
Jonathan,
but the game, Jonathan.
PSA, did you do anything about it? I don't want us to start talking about Jonathan because it's a failure, just like Buhari. The problem
is a failure. It's not a failure. Vote count.
No.
And if people will vote,
I wanted to say something. Sorry. 1 second. I wanted to say something that on the eve of the last election, on the eve of the last federal election, Bullion Van, we all heard about it, right? Bullion Van went to Tinubu's house. What did Bullion Van have? You think it's money? Abi?
What is it?
It's vote.
Vote count.
Ballot paper, no
problem. No problem. It's ballot paper. Anything to bá wù kó jẹ́, if a good number of people will go out to vote, especially as we have now in Nigeria, the highest number of voters we have in Nigeria now are youth. If a larger number of them will go out to vote and protect their vote counts. But if we continue to say vote don't count, and the next person that will become 18 years of age will not go out to take their PVC and agree that vote don't count, we will continue to have the same set of people we have there now, and Nigeria will not get any better.
You know what they did in the last Rivers election? They just like, that was what they give to Wike. See, let's just not go. You see, nothing is working in Nigeria, whether vote, whether electoral process or anything. Nothing
is working because people chose to support Buhari even after Buhari failed. How will things work? Things will not work now. Somebody spent 4 years, he didn't do anything, and some people supported him to come back again, and we expect things to work. It doesn't happen that way.
See,
the number of gains we have before Buhari come to power in 2015, if Buhari build on those gains, we will not be where we are now. From 2015, whatever we have has started degenerating. Buhari, Obasanjo, Jonathan, they are very crazy and stupid guys. But at least we can point to something they have done. What can we point to that Buhari has done? They are not good guys. Jonathan is very stupid guy, crazy guy. Okay, I agree. But we can point to something he has done. Obasanjo is a failure. Okay. But we can point to a sector that he boosted. He make most people become farmer in Nigeria. Poultry farming is booming. Everybody want to go to farm, and people are making money. Buhari become president. Even after 4 years, he cannot boost his cattle business that he was doing. Say he had 150 cow. And some people still support him 2019 to become president. And we want things to increase. Things will not increase, sir.
I have come to this realization. And understanding that failure is failure. What you call failure is failure. You sit in an exam, somebody scores 10, another person scores 15, another person scores 20, and the cutoff is 70. And you are not saying, what I should graduate now, 20. 20. You are a failure. So failure.
How did Obasanjo fail?
I have come to that realization that failure is failure, and that is why I won't sit down here and be feeling that Obasanjo did this, and that is why we can now exonerate him. Jonathan
is exonerating them. We can point to whatever they have done.
A leader that came to a party that ruled, or set of people that ruled, for close to 20 years now, and they cannot provide 1,000 kilowatt, I mean, what do you call it, of electricity. Don't come and tell me that they did TSC. Don't come and tell me that they did BVN. How has that
I'm not supporting them or saying they have done anything. I'm mentioning what
put on people's table. How has that put food on people's table?
You want to turn me to PDP guy here?
Was it not in the era of Obasanjo that they were importing toothpicks? I don't want to go back. I don't want to.
And
go
what are we making now in the era of Buhari? What are we making now in the era of Buhari?
See,
do you know that they are now making gari that I know how to fry? They are making gari from China and send it to Nigeria.
I don't want to be here. I don't want
to. You
guys
have deviated.
No, I don't want to deviate. I don't want to be here sitting down and be picking pros and cons. Pros and cons. Failure is failure.
If failure is failure, I agree with you. And if the truth is, if these people that Tosin is mentioning, if they've actually been successful, you know, success that is that does not have predecessor or a successful leader that does not have a sustainable that does not have a sustainable project. Has no legacy. They do not have even capable successor. It means they are failures.
Did I say they succeeded?
Okay, let's even go to Twitter. Okay, now
Twitter we'll come back and argue this off screen.
No problem. We can even do it on screen. No issue. No worries.
Okay, I like that. Okay.
Yeah. So the thing is that I'm personally concerned, you know, because when you look at countries where the social media or the internet is often banned, it signifies situations or countries that have repressed democracy. And you have such countries in Africa. You have some of them in Asia. Okay. So what I'm thinking is Uganda is one of the major countries that have banned social media in Africa. Okay. And there is Vietnam, and then there is China. But even though China has its own local social media, but at least they ban the one that have access to the world, that give their citizens opportunity to hear what is happening around the world. So are we not, I don't know which English to use now. Are we not being downgraded from a so-called democratic nation to maybe military, or where somebody will just sleep and wake up and say, you guys will never use Twitter again?
Okay. Do you want me to go first or Mr. Tosin? Okay. See, I put something down here. I said this event, this Twitter ban, has further assisted or to expose the oppression in Nigeria to international community. That's all. You know, a lot has been happening, but it happens to Nigerians that the international community probably just hear and brush their ears as if they don't hear anything. But this one is happening now so that the international community can be aware that what they have in Nigeria is actually not democracy. Is actually not democratic system of government in Nigeria. Because any democracy that does not respect the rights and freedom of people, paramount among which is the freedom of speech. That is one of the paramount rights of people, freedom of speech and association. So you are any government you have that does not respect that right, is just not a democratic system of government. It's unfortunate. So what this event is for me, I see it as maybe a blessing in disguise, because it's helping us to see, to showcase, to expose Nigeria the more that these people are not. Imagine what that idiot. Sorry to use this word on public place. Sorry, I recall that. Imagine what that guy was saying yesterday. I was the same channels. That channels politics today that Mr. Tosin was referring to. I watched the same channels that episode that the guy was saying, I as a Fulani man. If you sit down and analyze that guy very well, you will see that he's talking not like in Nigeria, not as a Nigerian, he's talking as a Fulani man. So all of these things are happening so that the world can see that Nigeria is not one. We are not, you see, there's nothing you can do. That is why I've come to the realization that except there is a very strong restructuring. Do you see the recent name they said we want to be bearing now? And the flag, United African Republic. You saw the flag.
Yes,
They now did it.
I think.
They now do the flag in a way that represents each of the major components of Nigeria. That was one suggestion I had in my first video when I did one video like that. That Nigeria is supposed to be a kind of united, like a United Kingdom kind of a situation. That's what we are supposed to be. You know, in UK now, there's Scotland, there's England, and there's Wales and all of that. They operate independently. That's how Nigeria is supposed to be structured, sincerely speaking. So unless we go back to that kind of an arrangement where Yoruba can run itself, even if we still want to remain the Nigeria or whatever we want to call ourselves, as long as Yoruba can run their show, Igbos can run their show, Hausa can run their show, and there's nothing like this federal something connecting us or ruling over us, it's fine. Or let everybody just go his or our way. If not, bring Showore tomorrow. Showore will fail with this system. Because
Okay.
how does he want to do it? Does he want to do it like a unit, like a military man with decree that we are not? Bring anybody in this system, say it won't work. It will not work. Except we have a very strong restructure that reflects through federalism and resource control. You do know in Canada here that Quebec, I mean, each province, not just Quebec, each province controls their own immigration. They call it provincial nomination program. Ontario can nominate you. Quebec can nominate you. Manitoba can nominate you and say, come to Canada. Why Canada as a country can also say, come through express entry. That is what we are saying. That is true federalism. Do you know that in Canada here, each province, just like in America, each province and each state determines their minimum wage. This is how much we want to pay you in our state. This is how much we want to pay you in our region. They determine their minimum wage, and yet the federal also has its own minimum wage. The only thing that is not replicated here is army. Army is not replicated by province. But do you know that even local government, one day, if I'm on the street, I will show you some different police cars. Those different police cars means different police authority. Some for local council, some for province, and other for, no, there are three. One for province, one for local council, and one other for maybe, I think third one, there's nothing like federal police. Nothing.
Okay, I don't think we would ever get to that kind
No,
of arrangement
we
in Nigeria.
may not get to restructure, but we can get to separation. And that is what I see coming. I see that coming.
Okay, before we close, I'm going to, because I know that the two of you are already talking about it. So before we go, we are going to talk about that briefly, and I have something in mind. But Tosin, do you think we are gradually becoming like Uganda? The man there now has been in power for 38 years. And the guy he will just command his guys, switch off that internet because the boys are going, they are tweeting too much. And then they switch it off. when during election, the president will give a directive. Maybe they will switch off the internet, and then everybody is there in the dark. And then after maybe 1 month or whenever he decides, they turn it on. So are we gradually, progressing towards that situation? And it is, a hell of a dictator. Tosin.
Yes, we are. It is not that we are moving towards that. I think we are there already, and it will take the the swift action of Nigerians that are still with their mind to take down this government. Uh, that is why I like people that are asking for a revolution, those that are asking for recession, everything. People should just keep talking. Countries that in the past or till now have switched off one social media or the other, they are not country that I want Nigeria to become. So, and what we have there now, and Buhari we have there now. Buhari is a former dictator, and to whatever we have happening now, right now, today, is pointing to that direction already. Facebook has removed the same post that Twitter removed, and Twitter was sanctioned. So maybe by this time tomorrow again, Facebook will not be there for Nigerians again. So how long will this continue? Buhari is just kind of a law to himself. Mr. Adeni was talking about the guy, I don't want to he say stupid last time. I don't that guy. See the way the guy was talking. I don't know why national TV will bring people like that also.
Yeah, yeah. Why? A lot of people condemn channels for inviting him in the first place.
So,
but people should be allowed to air their views. After
okay,
all, that's
No.
okay, people should be allowed to hear their view. But
yeah.
the way that guy is talking, even a restructure, is not acceptable in Nigeria. What we need in Nigeria is for everyone to go their separate way. Nigeria is expired already.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone should go their separate way. If you say, okay, we still stay together, but everyone will restructure and everyone will direct their region, we have a set of people with us. That is the Fulanis. All what is in their head is to conquer territory. So their territory conquering will still continue. But if we make separation and just leave them to their north, they will choke their people there and take over there. So let everyone go their separate way. Restructure will not help. This stage we have it now. Things has degenerated than they used to be. 2015, they said they will restructure. That is one of the point people bring them to power. And those are the days that restructuring is still good. What we have now, restructure, let people just go their different way. If they cannot stay together and progress together, let people stay their different way. There's no point. People are rich in Oshun and they are sitting down on gold. And whenever you pass through Oshun, you see smoke of places with gold. And people are coming from China to mine that gold illegally. And an average Oshun guy cannot wear gold or spend the money.
Yes, now why would it not be so? The moment you just pay some federal idiots some money from China, then you can go to any part of the country and do whatever you want to do.
And the state government cannot mine that.
Even when the locals are not benefiting from their God-given resources, as long as you can pay money in Abuja, go to any part of the country, go and do what you like.
So we need to go our separate way.
Yeah, I agree.
So that Nigeria will not become like Uganda, like North Korea, where people, because see, if people don't start to talk now before things will get worse, the rubber stamp senators we have, if Buhari will go to them and ask for third term like Obasanjo did, he will get it. Buhari will get it. So if people don't start to talk now and
I learned that
seat that guy, we have problem at hand.
I learned that one honorable, I don't know his name, one honorable said, I think he's the Rep Minority Caucus leader. He won the federal government saying, don't cause further restiveness among Nigerians because of this Twitter ban. Do you think people are angry? You know, we are not in Nigeria, so we don't really know what the situation is. We would have been seeing people angry on social media, I mean, especially on Twitter, but then it's only few Nigerians that are that are on Twitter at the
No,
moment.
the
So
reason you may not see that kind of emancipation and protest is because an average Twitter person is a gentleman. I mean, in quotes, you know what you know what I mean. You know, you don't just see anything on Monkanto call show was on Twitter. You know if you come on Twitter now. Twitter is not Facebook that you can just come and snatch your picture and you can do all sort of things. If they ban Facebook, there might be more problem. But
Or
for this
Instagram.
Twitter, or no, Instagram too. Instagram too is popular among the celebs. It's more popular among the celeb. Twitter is more popular among the intellectuals. And Facebook is Oja Facebook. Anybody don't know. So if they try with Facebook, we might see a reaction, a very violent reaction. But with this Twitter, even if you are in Nigeria, do you want to now go and carry placard and say release my Twitter? What people can just do is to just continue to bypass and bypass. If they like, let them come out with a rule that will say, you were saying something that Malam has issues
yeah,
on.
Malami said those who are using the Twitter, despite the ban, will be prosecuted.
Funny enough, where did he send that message?
It was the
Twitter.
Nation that posted it on Twitter.
No, do you know funny thing? One funny joke that Banky W said, and I retweeted it. He said, "Can you imagine the ban Twitter making the same announcement on Twitter that we have banned Twitter? It was on the same Twitter that they made the announcement that we are banning Twitter."
They want the message to get to
He
Twitter.
said they didn't even make it up. This is clueless. That was what Banky W said. So imagine their sense, no sense at all.
Let's look at Baba's perception again, because I'm trying to be a person that is of a deep. I'm interested in deep things. I'm interested in what is behind a particular opinion, a particular statement, a particular behavior. When you look at some years ago, people said, and I'm not, I'm saying people say, because I didn't expressly saw him making the statement, that Baba said, how would you, with people who supported him only with 5%, expect to get the same thing as people who gave 95%?
Yeah, he said that. Yeah,
He said that.
He
I
said
watched
that.
that. Yes.
I saw
Wow.
it too. Yes, he said that. That was in
Even during the
2015.
last electionary.
That statement came after the 2015 election. That how do they want expect him to give more attention to where he got 5% than where he got 95? He said that.
Wow.
No,
See,
that takes us back to the fact that Buhari is sectional. He's sectional not just in 2019. He has been a sectional leader, but we didn't know that. I personally didn't know that in 2015. So I thought
I didn't as well.
I thought it's just a concerned Nigeria. When you know it Ijalode one Yobani Ijalode Onimandowe. You know, it is when this Fulani thing of a thing happened that people are now referring to what he did when Lamadeshina was the governor, when they were killing Fulanis in Ibadan. It was Buhari that led that delegation to come and meet Lamadeshina and say, stop killing my people.
Mhm.
If I had heard that in 2015, I would have said, of course, now. So I would have taken that from a nationalistic viewpoint. I wouldn't have seen it as a tribal or sectional viewpoint. But now, with everything he has been doing, in fact, initially when he was nominating his cabinet and he was forming it with almost northerners, I was also like, but I was also comfortable with me. But at a point, I was I don't think money in other part of the nation. It's actually I just not. Ìgbà ẹni mo ti wá rò pé ó dà pé
You don't speak Yoruba too much.
okay sorry that is the point I began to feel that.
Yeah, anyway, for our viewers, don't never mind us. We are on the streets today. We are talking on the streets.
Yeah,
So
because on street.
that's why.
Yoruba is the street language. Aja Ibolo ni o. We
No,
born
no,
Yoruba na
no,
my language o. Anytime, anything.
Yoruba people might get angry when you say Yoruba people is on the streets, the language of the streets. So
no, as in Abinibi language, Iwani. That's my mother, and I'm proud of it.
Me
English
too,
is a foreign language. You see, that is one thing. That is another thing that I've personally come to realize wrong with Nigeria. English. Do you know that in Quebec, you don't speak French.
Thank you, Abi, my friend.
If you cannot speak French, in Quebec, if you like speak English, more than Wole Soyinka, you are nothing. In fact, you will get to some offices and they will tell you they don't speak English, and they don't speak English. Where English is an official language. So why are we feeling that the more when you speak Yoruba, you are inferior? I'm proud of Yoruba.
No, we are not inferior. I'm just saying that for the benefit of our audience, yes.
Yeah.
So now there's something else that I'm trying to be careful with, but I want to address the issue, and that I wrote it here. When you look at Twitter yesterday, majority of those people that are supporting and saying, that it is the best thing that Nigeria needs to do, to ban Twitter and all. They are all Northerners. Yeah. So, and this is not the first time that things like this will happen. And you see that Northerners will always support it. During NSAS, the major people that are against the NSAS protest, they are Northerners. The people that were mobilized to come and be beating peaceful protesters up in the street, majority of them are from the north. So I'm beginning to think in my mind, that this Nigeria gone, is it worth it?
It's not.
Can we really get to the point where we behave as a nation when it comes to national issues?
It's not. Do you know your values? All of us now. The values we have is not a Nigerian value. Yoruba value. We all exhibit Yoruba values, not Nigerian value. Hausas and the Fulanis, that is their value they are exhibiting. You can't take them for that. You can't hold them. I mean, you can't blame them for that. The Igbos, they also exhibit their values. See, we can continue to say this and to say it over and over and over and over again, that our problem is a foundational problem. Do you know that story, that history you shared, Abi? That history you shared shows that even our leaders then, they knew that what this Frederick Lugard gave us is not sustainable. And that is since when they have been trying to correct that mistake.
Think they've ever tried to correct it? The leaders, the people that are benefiting from it, do you think they ever tried to correct it?
No.
People like Buhari. Okay. You mean those nationalists?
Those nationalists, they saw that something is wrong with our composition, and they wanted to correct it right from that history you shared. It's not be 40-year history.
Yes, true.
It's not 40-year history now. That history you share is about 50, 60 years. So it tells you that from that time they've known that this system we have is not sustainable. And that is why I'm saying again today that if you like, bring in Gabriel. As far as it is this country, Nigeria, it cannot work. It cannot work. So every problem we are facing today, be it security, be it poverty, be it anything, is a foundational problem. I will say this again, Yoruba. If you can help me, I interpret it in English. I won't mind. One day now. So whatever you do to correct the Eru Amukun at the top, you are not addressing that problem. because the problem is from the foundation. So
Tosin,
the problem with Nigeria is a foundational problem. If it is not addressed from that foundation, forget it.
okay. Tosin, do you agree with him?
Yeah, yeah. The problem we have is fundamental, and to me, I posted some days ago. I said Nigeria is expired. Let
Yeah.
everybody just go their different way. The country is expired. We are just deceiving ourselves if we keep pretending that things can work. Let nobody hope for a better Nigeria or a new Nigeria. I posted that because I saw on a friend's post. She posted that new Nigeria, Kinika, hope for new Nigeria. There's no hope for new Nigeria. Nigeria is gone. Anywhere you get to in the world, if you have conversation with people, they are rating you like this. When the conversation get to which country are you from, if you mention your country, if you go to interview and you are having intellectual discussion with your interviewers, when they ask you which country are you from, when you say you are from Nigeria, their facial expression will just automatically let you know that, man, you are not welcome here. Do you know some? Well, maybe we should not go there. Some of the job adverts they will post here, they will say, they will mention the country name Nigeria, that you guys are not welcome. The name is beaten and battered already.
I used to feel like it is racist.
It is not.
It is racist.
No. That is racist. That
is racist because they do it in UAE. They do it very well, and especially if you are working with Asians, if the interviewers are Asians, pure Asians, unless if they are mandated to have an African.
Yeah, sometimes also they are scared of our intellectual that probably we are coming to outshine them. So the problems we are having, it's a profound problem that the only thing that can solve those problems is let everybody just go their different way. That name, let us just put it somewhere. Let everybody put on new name. See, having new countries out of Nigeria does not mean that automatically angels will come rule those countries. No. Yeah. But dividing the country, you cannot stay with set of people that don't want to grow. It is glaring that the Northerners don't want to grow and they are hindering others from growing.
I will give credence to that. I will give credence to two things that Mr. Tosin said. He said Nigeria has expired. That is a fact. Even the British that merged us, according to history, I've not read it personally, but I know. By virtue of what you shared, I now know that history is somewhere. They said they give us 100 years to coexist if you can. After 100 years, we can split.
That is why you see they don't want to interfere in all these secessionists we are singing now.
100 years has elapsed, so Nigeria has expired. That's one credence. Number two credence is when he said, what was that thing you said? What was that thing you said? I just forgot. That was almost your closing. That was almost your closing remark.
If you bring angels from anywhere in Nigeria, they can't rule Nigeria. I'll be something like that.
The Northerners don't want to grow, and they don't want others to grow.
That's the word. The Northerners don't want to grow. Globally, if you see who are making Nigerian proud, it is either Igbo or Yoruba. Femi Adesina is a Yoruba. Okonjo-Iweala is Igbo. See, you can just begin to go. Even in music, Wizkid is a Yoruba.
Burna Boy is Igbo.
Burna Boy is Igbo. You can go even in farmers, even in business. Don't mention Dangote because that one is just the Nigeria made him whatever he is. So please don't mention
Dangote. As far as I'm concerned, Dangote's money is our money. One day
it's our Nigeria made him. But if you are talking about real businessman, you are talking about Bayo Ogunlesi. He's a Yoruba, right? Tony Elumelu is Igbo. So you have a country where two parts of it, where two components of it are always making the country proud. But the third one is a disgrace.
Yeah, I don't want us to be like Buhari, to be racist like
No,
Buhari
it's,
as well.
no, no,
We've
no.
known that he's
It's not
racist.
racism. It is not
Yeah.
racism. It's a fact now. Who put us in international limelight as a terrorist country? Who put us?
Mutalab.
Answer Abi. Who put us on the international scene as a terrorist country? Is it Yoruba?
Okay, see, now I know that both of you are supporting the Yoruba agitation, so I don't want to stand in your middle.
So
But
in business, there's something they call strategic business unit. I'm sorry for bringing business here.
it's
So
okay.
in a business, they call it SBU. That SBU is that you have a cash cow, you have a sick child, you have this, you have that. It's usually 4. So you now look at which one is doing you well, which one is bringing in return on investment well. So the one that is not, you rather sell it, and so that it doesn't continue to be a problem to the rest of the business unit. So in this case, bringing it down to Nigeria issue, it is better we split. Let everybody go his own way. After all, this is what our ancestors, our forefathers, going by history, I've been agitating for. I listened to one interview granted Yawa Abiola, one of the wives of late Abiola. He said that sovereign unity conference was the first thing Abiola wanted to do. That he wanted to call people together, that let us negotiate. Do we want to continue as a country or want to go our different ways? If you see a serious,
I think that's where.
If you see any serious candidate tomorrow, if anybody is coming as a serious candidate, if it's not talking about restructuring, it's a failure. It's not possible.
Yeah, but restructuring, many people have said it means so many things to so many people. And as far as the North is concerned, 99.9% of Northerners would never support restructuring as you want it. It's such
Because they are
that
empty.
no, they are not empty. At least they have land.
Because they don't know. They don't know what to do with what they have.
Produce a lot of things and they have numbers. So it's business. Maybe they may not have been able to capitalize on it. That may be an issue.
Number to mention, that number you mentioned, that's the same thing Mr. Tosi was saying the other time. It's part of the manipulation they made us believe.
No, except we want to deceive ourselves.
I don't want to
check even the geographic now. But check the map.
It's not about landmass. It's not about.
But do you believe that an average Northerners have more children than an average Southerners and Southwest?
I beg to disagree.
Ìyàwó mélòó lẹ́yìn ní?
Ẹyọ kan náà ni.
Ìyàwó mélòó na average Hausa ní? So they produce more.
Yeah, true. I agree that they probably produce more.
But is there any data that don't talk about land. Land does not translate.
Land does not translate to population at all.
But do we have a data that backs it, that say, okay, Kano is 100 million, the rest of us are on 50 million?
Everything that is data in Nigeria.
Or we just base it on assumption. That
it is all assumption. Everything in Nigeria has been assumed. In fact, our unity as a nation is assumed.
It's even assumed.
I know. For those of you that are supporting the Yoruba nation, when you look at majorly there are some Hausa people like Ibira, like some Southern Kadunas. They would not want to stay with Hausa. With the Fulani. So how do you do those people? Where you currently have Kogi State now, there are Ibiras there. There are Yoruba-speaking people there.
No, if Nigeria will divide
Kwara, they say Kwara is also north, right? North central. Majority of the people in Kwara are Yoruba speakers. They are Yorubas. So these are.
Do you know what happened? Do you know what happened after the Civil War, when they see that Igbos want to separate themselves from Nigeria? That is when they started to introduce states. Now, they are introducing of states is not for the well-being of an average Nigerian. It's to confuse us furthermore. Now we expatiate that. If Nigeria will divide today, we are not going to divide to 3 again. At least we will divide to 5. At least, and I can mention them. People from that region you mentioned, that are middle belt, they will not go with Hausa. Already, last week, the people of Southern Kaduna, some of them come together and say they want to leave Kaduna. Because they are suffering, they are killing them. Some part of Kwara say they are Northerners. They say they want to be with Northerners. Why some people at Ofa, they say they want to go with Oshu. So that is what they did when they are dividing us. People that does not belong to a particular place, they are dividing them anyhow. Some Yoruba are in Kogi, in Ekiti. Also,
you see, there is an error with the division, but it didn't start with people who created Kwara, Kogi, and Co. It started with the British. Okay, but I also have a problem with the old nationalists. Okay, when you fought for independence and you eventually got independence, for instance, countries such as Nigeria, such as Cameroon, such as Togo, such as Ghana. There are people. I have a friend, a family friend, somebody who has become like a family, like a friend to the families of mine and I mean me and my wife. They are from Cameroon, but they are just like Nigerians. They are the kind of things they eat. In fact, my wife was telling me that she went visiting them today. The food they cooked for her was like a Nigerian food.
in fact, some of them speak like Calabar people.
Yeah. So,
Yes, no.
so
But
see
the Bakassi Peninsula too now.
yeah. See,
Yeah.
my point with us, and this is general for all Africans, is that when somebody say this is you, but when you now got independence, why didn't our leaders, why didn't they ever sit down to now decide and say this is who we are, rather than accepting what British say you are? As in, you've gotten independence, right? That's why we are still having some of these issues that we have today. And it is all across, it's across board in Africa. There are some of these semi-independence nations that are in UK. They are clamoring for independence. They are really in the UAE. There are 7 emirates. Even some of them are very small, but they have a level of independence.
Yeah.
But we are unable to do that in Nigeria. And at this point that we are now, I don't think there's any Nigerian president that will come and say they want to have that kind of conference or sovereign national conference where we will decide and say whether we want to be together or we want to divide. I don't think we'll ever get to that level.
Especially not the Northerners, not the Northern president.
Anyway, let's begin to round up now. We were talking about
apart from that,
Buhari.
Going forward, sorry, please to come in. Going forward, Nigerians should not allow Northerners to become president again. Yes. See, Northerners elite, they don't have the track record of bringing out the best in their people. So they cannot come to the national stage and perform that magic. It will not happen.
You see, let me
everything Buhari is doing now is to cripple the youth. He banned cryptocurrency. People are using to make money.
Let me quickly react to what Mr. Tosin is saying with fielding the best of the best. Nigeria, Northern problem is Nigeria problem. The same thing that happens that you are accusing Northern the Northerners for is what happened to us as a country. We have repeatedly failed to always feel the best of us, even in other parts of the country, in other states. And this is because, back in those days, we used to see politics as a dirty thing that you don't want a responsible person to be involved in. If you are not a jagun kind of a person, don't go to politics. It is now that we are beginning to now see that we can't continue to leave our fate and destination in the hands of thugs now. But all along it has been the game of thugs. And that
It's
is why,
already too late.
unfortunately, it is already too late because they've hijacked the system. And getting it back from them is the reason gentlemanism cannot get it from them. It is the reason you have to get it from them by violence. Because they are not gentlemen. They are not gentlemen, sincerely. That is one thing that occurs to me, that in a same climb, somebody like Oshibajo, a professor, should not still be in that government.
I have been saying it for a very long time. Say, me, as I am here, I cannot be an assistant to Buhari. It is not
Yes,
possible.
Oga, do you know we should be more scared of Oshibajo than Buhari?
Why?
Buhari, that his certificate is not even known and has not been seen by anyone, whether dead or alive. Buhari we can at the end of it say, okay, whatever Buhari is doing is less knowledgeable. What are we going to say of a professor of law? He doesn't know about human rights. What are you going to say about a pastor? He doesn't know about the killings in the country. Later, he will come out as if he knows so much about business and figures and start talking. All what he's saying, he cannot even walk the talk. So we should be more scared of Oshibajo. If he still remains the vice president today, no man of integrity will be a vice president to what is happening in Nigeria today.
Yeah.
And we still remain there as vice president. For what? What is the gain? What is his gain? What is the gain of Oshibajo that makes him to still be the vice president? What is the gain?
In his defense, somebody has said if he tries to leave today, they might kill him.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree. Maybe.
And that can be a fact.
Those are fallacy. They are just helping him to lie. They will kill him.
No, two things. Let me modify that person's comment. Two things.
Okay.
If he doesn't have as in, if he's not if his hands are not soiled, yes. If his hands are not soiled, it's either they eliminate him if he tries to leave them. But if his hands are soiled, which is most likely the case, if his hands are soiled, which is most likely the case, my opinion though, if he tries to leave, Omar Ben is one. He will end up in prison. So he's stuck. Either
it's Nigeria now. As soon as he begins to plan it, and they know that this guy is beginning to plan to resign,
they will just fix him up.
They will say, you just hear an announcement in it that President Buhari and this thing and the National Assembly
make the announcement while in Nigeria.
They've asked him to resign. I mean, yeah, they will ask him to resign. They will say it's him that wants to resign, but they will sack him.
It is not a must he make the announcement while he's still in Nigeria. It is not he doesn't have the resources to travel around the world. It's not just a common man we are talking about.
That is if he's clean. It's only a clean person that can do that kind of a deal. I mean, that kind of a wrongs. If he's clean, which I'm not sure is clean, because there's hardly anybody you can trust. Not everybody can be like Abe. Abe told me some years back that he left NRC because he couldn't join them. I'm like, yeah. There's still a human form, you know. No, you see, I'm not encouraging corruption, but Nigeria's system has been made in a way that if you don't cut corners, you hardly can live. You hardly can live. Okay. You are living in a rented apartment. Your landlord wants you to pay for 2 years. And you are earning salary. How do you do that? You pay your children's school fees every 3 months, and you are earning less than minimum wage. How do you cope? So somebody will now come to the office and say, can you just help me get some document and give you 30,000? And you now remember that that's corruption. So,
I have been saying that.
So that is why I don't want to believe that Osinbajo as a person. It's my opinion. I'm not accusing him, but that's why I'm feeling that his house might not be clean. You know, there was a time they accused him of stealing some money from a local project, trader money or whatever. You think that is far from the truth? Without fire, there can be smoke. They'll just kill it, but let him try and do something funny tomorrow if they will not bring something back. This woman challenged them that this insecurity is too much now. Do something about it now. They sacked her, and the next thing they remember that there's some money she's not properly appropriating. Why? So they didn't know that there are some money that she was not properly managing before they sacked her. That's Nigeria. Before you know it, they would have soiled you, they would have spoiled you, they would have corrupted you. So you try anything funny, they'll just pick you up. That's all. Obasanjo just started those games anyway. Or that's Obasanjo you are praising. He started those games. He will give them carrots.
I did not praise Obasanjo.
We are back to it now. He will give them money. Who monitors National Assembly? Obasanjo will give them money. He will now use the same money to set them up. That's the country. That he started that.
Yeah, Obasanjo he popularized the issue of Ghana must go.
Yeah, now
in the National Assembly.
I did not praise Obasanjo.
And he had a lot of opportunity.
And you now be telling me some pros of Obasanjo. I won't agree with you.
I did not praise Obasanjo.
Actually, one of the originator of these problems.
Yeah, and for our viewers, I beg, make una no vex. We are trying to talk like people on the street today, so that's why we are not modified.
Maybe we should have even been speaking PG more. I don't even forget.
There might be non-Nigerians watching or that will watch later, so they won't understand the pidgin. Or that's why we. And my friend Abi is here saying you should speak English that time. Anyway, I think this has been fun, So maybe in closing, what would you say to average Nigerian, especially regarding this Twitter ban? For me, I feel bad about it. I feel like Nigeria, it's like the presidency, the so-called presidency. It's like they deliberately want to finish this country, pata, so that there's nothing left for. Even if you want to share it, there's nothing to share. What's your opinion? Let's round off now with that.
Yeah, the latest Twitter saga has just further showcased, manifested the entire system. If there's anything that wants to affect their interest, the interest of the ruling class, the interest of the cabal, if there's anything that is jeopardizing their interest, they would rather cut it off, irrespective of whose other's interest is involved. They don't care whether it affects the man on the street or not. As long as it affects them, they would rather cut it off. And that is why Nigeria is what it is. And that is why the National Assembly guys cannot do anything. Because if there's anything they want to do with the law or with restructuring or with whatever, it will mean that you are taking their cookie jars. You are taking away, it's going to take away their cookie jars. And they are not ready for that. So the latest Twitter issue is just a further stamp to what we know, that if there is anything that does not serve the interest of the government, they will cut it off, regardless of whose interest is affected. That is part of what.
Thank you, Niyi. Tosin.
In conclusion, for today, I felt as things go forward now, we have three options. The first option is that people should be getting prepared because I should start from the first option. That is, people should start talking in support of secessionists. We should divide Nigeria, let everybody go their separate way. The name is not favoring anybody again. The country itself is expired. Some people will not know until they step out of Nigeria before they know why we that are not in Nigeria keep on shouting for a better Nigeria because of what is happening presently. That is one. So we should be making move on how Nigeria will get divided. Let everybody go their separate way. It's not working and it cannot work. So it cannot work. Secondly, is we should keep on shouting for a revolution. Whichever one comes first, dividing Nigeria or revolution, whichever one comes first, we need both. And the third one is that people should get their PVC. Some days ago, INEC announced the continuous registration of permanent voters card, and now it will be happening online. You can do some part of it online, then you proceed to their office to get the remaining part done. So let people go get their PVC. If we cannot succeed in dividing the country very fast, and revolution cannot happen very fast, then election will happen in the next 2 years. So people should go get their PVC so that they can vote right. If you don't vote, don't come and complain.
Okay,
if people
now.
are going out to get PVC and you say you want to pray, prayer cannot help Nigeria again. Even Israel,
now.
they are making move. They don't depend on prayers. God will help us.
Thank you very much, guys. I think I have had fun. I just wanted us to talk like people. In Nigeria, in Lagos in those days, you remember when you go to newspaper stand, you see guys
Yeah.
starting arguing. I think we should do this more often, maybe once in
Yeah,
a while.
it's nice. It's
It's
nice.
very
Just
nice.
have
You see, we have
the
2 hours
chit
now. If we have the coordinated Oyibo and all, 1 hour, everybody is bored.
All right, thank you so much, guys. Thank you for having us, and thank you for listening to us. We've had people commenting, we've had people liked and people shared. This someone here said, I'm trying to read what he said. Mark
That's a friend of
Conjola
mine.
Abiodun. I
That's a
think
friend.
so. Yeah, he said someone said maybe Nigeria is an experiment all along. We never know. It's just to determine how humans can survive, uh, can actually endure suffering. Now,
Hmm.
wow.
Hmm.
And
Read this person again.
the presidency want to take this country back to 19th century, the
Hmm.
era of trade by barter and post office money. Thank you so much. Those are deep thoughts, and even though it sounds funny, but I pray we don't go back to the 19th century.
Hmm.
Because we've seen so much. There's so much. I do tell some guys, until you step out of Nigeria, and just don't step out of Nigeria, mingle with other people who are not Nigerians, because there are Nigerians also whose only people they hang out with are fellow Nigerians. They eat eba, they speak Yoruba or Igbo or whatever language they speak in their village. That's the same thing they do abroad. So you don't really feel the fact that you are abroad. So anyway, from me, thank you very much. We will be here again next week, next weekend. Please do check out our website. We are publishing news now, news from Nigeria, mainly we're targeting the Nigerians abroad, so that when you wake up in the morning, you are able to see what's happening around the world. And one other thing that we are doing is to collate breaking news around the world, and post it as one article or one post at once. So when you go to opinion sharers, like today, some of the things that has happened between 1st of June to 4th of June is collated by a writer, and then you can read through. Just in one article, you understand what has happened in the last 1 week. So please do check it out. It's opinionsharers.com. Thank you very much. See you
Thank
again.
you.
All right,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.